Alright, that's enough. Hey folks, how's it going? Wasn't going to stream today, but been tinkering around with a few things. Figure I might fire up the streams. Trying to quit some things on my desktop here because I'm getting some high CPU usage out of some things. Frames, hopefully I can actually work. Hopefully next week, actually, because I've spent probably a third of my stream so far this summer complaining about how slow my computer is. I'm probably getting some upgrades next week, so we'll see if I have an even better stream going. I want to add some more bells and whistles to this thing. I've been wanting to play with some like generative art stuff like P5 and processing and things like that to add some more little graphical effects to things. The only thing I got so far, this chat command that adds fireworks to the screen. I want to add some more stuff like that, but every time I add stuff like that on this laptop, everything grinds to a halt and I can't actually. So, but today, gotten the decks cleared, and I can actually get to doing some work. Apropos of that, let's switch to my desktop view. Yeah, I'm actually switching from a laptop to a desktop tower. Just saying screw it. I'm going to keep the laptop too, but have it for kind of like remote work. But at my desk where I sit all day, there's no reason not to have a desktop. And it should have, yeah, more cores, more memory, more power, more everything. Really, I think I'm trying to ask too much of this 13-inch laptop. Anyway, what am I working on today? What I'm thinking of working on today... Let's see, actually, let me start this thing up. And what you might hear in the background is I'm also trying today. It's been a while since I used this thing last. This is a Model M, IBM Model M keyboard. And it's one that I've clumsily modified to use USB. I've got a little... This thing's heavy. Got a little controller board inside. A teensy microcontroller that I rewired the keyboard to use. It's got my own firmware in it. So, probably going to hear a lot of this today as I hopefully make fewer typos, but I don't know if I will. I've got a couple mechanical keyboards. I made that same typo again. What the heck? My notion this week has been that I'm making more typos because one of the keyboards I'm using has an especially light touch. So I just barely bump a key when I type. Where this thing, you are making a decision to hit a key. If you're not sure about that decision, the key doesn't register. Oh, look at that, errors already. What did I break? Oh, I know what I did. Helps if I'm using the right version of Node. They bump up the font size here too. See that here? Yeah. Bump up that font size a little bit. No? Can't do that in a shell? I thought you could do that in a shell. Well, anyway. What I'm doing here... I think my hands are just not super coordinated today. What I'm going to start working on today is Firefox Color, which the reason why I'm running this command is I wanted to start up the server for Firefox Color so I could show you the page. But while that's starting, I can actually just show you. And if you've been on my stream at all in the past few months, you know this is what I've been working on lately. We just did another major release of it, and what this is a way to edit the theme in your browser. And we're still doing some continuing work on it. Like one of the things is my process started yet? My process is started. There's no errors. Load up my browser profile for it. So this is the current production build of it, color.firefox.com. And this is going to be the development version if it ever loads. Actually, the other thing I should do I keep forgetting the host name of this EC2 box. Because my laptop is so slow, I've been outsourcing some of my CPU Cloud9. I got a window open. I don't know if you guys can hear the leaf blower outside. OBS looks like you can't. I might have some good noise gate settings. I may close that window though. Anyway. There we go. So one of the features that I just added on the development side of things is this export button. And what that is, I actually just blogged about this. I can't type, so it's not the keyboard. So Firefox Color lets you build things for Firefox. Actually, will this button work? No, that won't work. Let me do this real quick. So Firefox Color is a website combined with a Firefox add-on. And you can edit themes on the website, but when you want to apply them to the browser itself, you got to install the add-on. Now, because I'm doing this in development, I have to actually download the build from Cloud9. Which, that's cool. Cloud9 helps you do that. Explorer window opening. There it is. Open that. I'm just going to drag that out of my desktop, I guess. So you know what, I don't want to do that. That's the whole website and everything. What I really want is just this one folder. Drag that out of desktop. There we go, that's probably a bit quicker. Now if you're on the regular website, you can just click the install button and it'll install in Firefox, but in development I need to use a tab called About Debugging. With that, you can load a temporary add-on. Drag the extension folder, didn't I? Yeah, extension. Ooh, yeah, so I'm just kind of loading this add-on temporarily, so while I'm developing. So now, the website communicates to the browser, and the browser changes its theme according to what you picked on the website. And now that only works for this website. The add-on is locked to this particular website, but kind of a cool feature. So that's cool. You can change your browser theme, and you can edit it within a website. But what happens if you would like to take this theme? And now the other thing too is that you can only, on this website, you're limited to what kinds of things you can do with your theme. And that's actually part of our experiment, is trying to come up with like a good theme management user interface. Now, there are many more advanced things you can do with themes if you actually want to become a theme developer. And these advanced things are not exposed by this editor. So what we want to be able to do is to let you take the theme you made here and use it customize it, further develop it entirely separately from color. So you don't need to use the color add-on, you don't need to use the color website, you can make theme add-on of your own. My music has stopped. I gotta debug this music player at some point. So I'm adding this export button. And what it does, without much fanfare, is it builds a zip file. All on the client side. And I have found that getting that to work was very exciting. If you're interested in what I did with it, I started a new blog, typing.lmorchard.com, and I wrote this post about it, generating a Firefox static theme from a web page. And it's mainly code I didn't write. It's mainly I just glued together a bunch of someone else's code, but it seems really cool that you can build a zip file on the client side. Because the thing about Firefox Color is it's almost entirely client side. There's no server here. Like, I can save a theme. I save theme. It shows up in a list here. But these themes are saved in local storage. So we don't have... Like, when you save your theme and all that, it doesn't leave your computer and go to a remote server. It's just all stored on this local machine. So everything is local. And at one point I had thought that maybe I would create like a little microservice to convert one of these themes into a zip file. But then I figured out you could do it all client-side. So, click this button, and you get a zip file. Click it, and you can download it. And what's interesting about that is there is no server involved. This is all just a data URL. It's a very long URL, but it'll work. I don't care about that. Yeah, so this anchor that you click on is just a very long data application, XPI install, whatever. And the download attribute tells the browser, when I click this, offer to save it as a file. And the contents of that file is very simple. Because Firefox static themes are very simple. This theme only consists of this single JSON file and a zip file. And that static zip file just has a bunch of data in it. Oh yeah, this is going to be hard to read in Notepad because it's not, it's using Unix line endings. Anyway, these themes are very simple. They're just a bunch of properties with color information. Where this gets exciting, though, is when you use a theme that has images involved. When you hit export this time, the zip file has images in it. As you can see here. Well, one image. If I add more backgrounds, and I'm going to add a picture of my head, because that's the most annoying picture I've got in my desktop. There you go, there's my head over there. I don't know why my head is over there. Put it in the center. And there's a bug here where the scaling is kind of off. I don't know, let me add a picture of my wife too. Picture of my wife. You can see the top of her head. That over. I'm clicking the wrong one. No tiling. Over there. So now we got 3 images in there. Export. Load the theme. Open it with Explorer. And there are the 3 images. Now what's cool about this, again, fully client-side. No server involved. And what you can do is this works independent of Firefox Color. It works in Firefox, but it works independent of Firefox Color. So you can download the zip file you could submit it directly to addons.mozilla.org as a theme, or you can take it and do further kind of do-it-yourself customization to it. Now, what I want to, having explained all that, what I want to do today is improve this terrible bit of UI. Because when you hit export, it just says blah, blah. What I really wanted to do is come up with like a dialogue or something. Or like, let's see. Actually, here's one of the features of the site too. You can copy themes by URL and share them with people. Let's see, I'm saying this is my present theme, and I go, someone just gave me a theme link. It's gonna ask you first whether you want to apply this theme. At least it should. Unless there's a bug. There might be a bug. There it goes. So I want a dialogue kind of like this to pop up when export is finished. So, not rocket surgery, but good enough for streaming for a little bit. And since we have prior art in the application, I think I can kind of like copy this dialogue from somewhere else. And I got a few other things I might work on in this. Like there's another project we're starting, building some React and web components with some like standard styles. That's another thing that's just kind of getting off the ground. If I get bored with all that, a couple other things I might work on is I've got a comedy insult bot that's running on the ActivityPub Fediverse right now. I also want to put some more exciting things into this stream, so I might get around to that. Or I might do none of those things. So, what are we doing with this? Yeah, okay. So, back to the editor. Here's my editor. I'm really frustrated with my music player because it's not advancing from song to song, so I have to keep remembering to go back to it. Oh well. Actually, you know what might work? I'll try shuffling my favorites. If that works. Okay. This is the Cloud9 editor. I can dig into things. One of the first things I want to look at is that existing dialogue window. Looking at I've got this that I started in anticipation of it, but it doesn't do any actual dialogue stuff. This is what produces the terrible current UI. Shared theme dialogue. There we go. I'm wondering if this comes with the dialogue CSS. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes. So this is, I'm gonna copy, I might find a way to share these styles, but for now I might just end up copying and pasting these styles in the main thing. Oh hey, it advanced songs. Okay, well that's cool. Maybe I can ignore the music player for a little while. Let's see what else would you here. So the place where the dialogue is included is this thing called Theme Builder. I know right now I have it stuck like... Where do I have it stuck? Maybe it's in app. Yeah, okay. So in order for that dialogue to appear properly, I have it stuck in the middle of the page right now. I actually want to move it closer to the top so it shows up like a dialogue. Yeah, like here we have a shared theme dialogue. Okay. Let's do this. I know it looks terrible right now. The current one looks terrible. Oh no. You know what? There's a reason why I don't use this Model M all the time. It's because my microcontroller doesn't do control key combinations very well yet. But I really wanted to be clicky today. I was trying to do a Control X there for... Control V works. Okay. Clicking is soothing, to me anyways. And cathartic. It's very authoritative when you slam a key like that, I guess. Okay. So this goes next to the other dialogue. And this is a act redux site. This is some pretty simple, like, redux selector stuff going on here. This should offer exported theme, yeah, that. Over here in my Redux store code. Where did I put it? Yeah, there it is. Should offer exported theme. And that's just, there's a flag in our Redux state. If there is an exported theme available, we go ahead and do that. Okay. But now the thing I know is, since I moved it there, does Control S work? Control S does not work. You know what? I think I'm gonna put away the model. I do have my other keyboard that I'm working with. If I can't do Control S, Control X, Control V, that's all pretty essential. I have the Model M for now. Until I fix that. I have another. Instead, I can go back to this little keyboard, which is a little 68 key or whatever thing I got off Mass Drop a while ago. Not as clicky, but it might actually be usable, you know. Okay. Control S, you gonna work? This works, okay. Okay, so that's the CSS for that. HTML for this dialogue is very simple right now. There is no CSS. What's the shared theme dialogue markup look like? Alright. So that's pretty simple. Up alright. Uh-oh. What the heck? Keep going. I've got a previous version of Music Player somewhere that worked properly. There have been a few changes to it. It's not my project, so I'm and it's written in C++, and I'm really fuzzy on C++. So I've just been kind of like doing my own hacks to work on guy's Music Player. And I update from his repo every now and then, and it will do weird things occasionally. I imagine probably because of my patches to it. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I know just enough to kind of make it do what I want it to do. Alright. Like, one of the things I want to make this music player do is add a, like, now playing command to the stream and some music requests. The folks in chat could actually ask it to play things. Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna do something really stupid here and just copy pasta all this. Change the names. It'd be nice at some point to dry this up and have some, like, maybe shared dialogue classes. But for now... I'm doing this the brute force way. And then what's our markup look like? Okay. I'm gonna copy a few things here. So I'm just gonna copy all of this. So the one thing that this probably isn't gonna have is much in the way of button. So I won't have to worry too much about that styling. Sometimes I'll start things this way. I'll start with just like copy pasta and then generalize from there. Because sometimes if you start trying to write a bunch of like common abstract stuff from the get-go, you might find that you don't have the proper level of abstraction. Hi, kitty. Heard this song already today. You know what I'm gonna do? Of course, I'm hitting the wrong key. I don't want to hear some Amiga stuff. Let's do that. Alright, so we're not going to need that. Sure, this is going to look terrible the first. Hey, Slayer Darth, how's it going? Yes, at some point this cat is probably going to chin the laptop and connect network and power. She's done it before, she'll do it again. Because of course, right now I'm just running off my laptop, which is connected with a single USB-C cable to a dock, and she loves to pull that. Sure, she doesn't know what she's doing. Other than that it makes me yelp and then pay attention to her, and well, I'm sure she does know what she's doing. Okay. Oh yeah, and one of the things I'm trying today, I hope they don't get annoying. Played a little more last night with Nightbot and Muxie to try to get a few more little messages, reminders and things dropped into chat. I may end up turning them off if they get annoying though. Don't need any of that. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want... At some point, as a side project, I'm going to build my own bots for this channel. I'm using Nightbot because it seems pretty convenient, but at some point, if only for the project of it, I want to build my own. And then along with that, they have Cowsay. I did not know that. Oh, Catsay. Oh, yeah. You mean like the shell command? Yeah, I should put a Catsay message. I do actually have one bot that I've made myself. And that's my fireworks. But I need to expand on that. Once I get a new computer, I'll be able to add some more interesting graphics that way. I'd kind of like to add my own like custom alerts. Maybe have some kind of like asteroid style vector arcade game graphics come up when someone follows. Do something fun that everyone else isn't doing. Okay, I think I've done a good copy pasta job here. So I took the code from the other theme dialogue, or from the other dialogue component. Put my own stuff in here. It's gonna look terrible, I think, but one of the main features of this is that it comes with styling that like dims the page when you use it. I guess the other thing to do is to see if it passed linting. It did not pass linting. Oh, I see. It's didn't pass build because it's looking for some assets. Okay. Oops. What assets are it looking for? It is looking for some stuff from CSS, I imagine. Okay, so it's looking for some stars. Let's let's just go ahead and not bother with that for now. Maybe? All about. Just go ahead and copy it for now. See, part of the reason I'm copy pastaing this is because I am terrible at user experience stuff, at design and whatnot. Do it this way. I just remembered you can't do that. No, I didn't want to do that either. That's terrible. So, Cloud9 has some keyboard shortcuts that I thoroughly disagree with. And part of it is because it's in a browser. Oh, that's interesting. So you wrote a small script that you can do search your own browser history. All right. And there's that leaf blower again. Hopefully you can't really hear that. All right. Maybe that fixed the build. That appears to have fixed the build. There's another song in here I wanted to find. Oh, nope, you can definitely hear that. Alright, I think I may end up closing my window. That's pretty annoying. Yeah. Oh. I imagine there's only going to be an increasing amount of leaf blowers as we approach the time of leaves. There we go. That's the song I'm looking for. That is lawn crews doing their business in my neighborhood. Alright. This is the official site. I don't want that. What I want is... Oh yeah, I have it open on a different browser. Leaf blower is totally not a euphemism. It is a machine that blows air to blow leaves around. If you haven't seen. For lazy people who don't want to rake their leaves, like me. Doing? Oh yeah. You remember my blog post? Did I break things, or does the dialogue do? Oh, look at that. Okay, this is a little closer to what I want. I don't want to say that exactly, but... What I kind of what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to shrink this a bit, and it might just say, like, your theme is ready, download, yada yada. So let's continue to customize. And this is where I kind of wanted to avoid building any shared files yet, because I don't know where I'm headed with this. I am also annoyed. So Cloud9 has been treating me pretty well for getting work done, but I don't like that all the tabs are just the file name and nothing from the path, because you can see here, index. The folder name that's important for the files. Okay. I do kind of want some buttons, but my buttons are going to be different. And you know, this dialogue probably doesn't need to show progress, because it's not going to appear until the theme's ready. This is not what I want. You know, the other thing I should do while I'm in here, while I'm thinking about this, some kind of progress indicator. So this is app header. This is where all the buttons are at the top of the here. I would like export to fade out. And I don't know if I could find some way to show that it's in progress. I don't know. So you're taking a whole month off in December. I'm hopefully taking 2 weeks off at least at the end of December. I don't know. I tend to do that. Good to get time away from things. I never do. Although we did just take vacation this first time in like 5 years. But the end of the year is nice, especially if Mozilla, and actually at a lot of other jobs I've been, the last couple of weeks of the year just end up being a crapshoot, so you might as well take them off anyway, because everyone else has taken them off. And when I used to work in advertising, and I worked for a company doing car advertising, turns out the automotive industry just shuts down for a month. So it's convenient if you want to shut down for a month. It's not convenient if you don't want to. Anyway, header button. Okay, so that's interesting. Looking for it here, because I'm losing my place in what file I'm in. Okay, app header, sending props, okay. What I want to do real quick is disable that button when export is in progress. Is Steamport Theme export in progress. Now I wonder if oh, that might be too close to my face. Kind of wondered if I got overzealous with some of the mic settings here. Anyway, okay. That is app header. What I want to grab, okay, here we go. Is theme export in progress. Dog. Internet's largest collection of open source dog. I'm surprised there isn't something like that for cats. Oh, we don't start this song. Yeah, see, this music player is just not dancing to the next song. I want. Our next song. I like that. Some songs are kind of dicey once you get into Amiga mods. Man, this thing just always wants to start off with Skate or Die if I go into my favorites. I think we need to reseed the random number generator. It's all the same songs. Not that they're bad songs, but they are my favorites after all, but I would like them in random order. Okay, back to this. So I just want the export button to disable itself while we are exporting. I think that's going to do it. When that's false, disabled. Okay. I guess we need to negate that. It's gonna hang out here all day, kitty? Okay, so when I click this, it should gray out. Okay. But the export is very fast, so at least on my machine right now, that I can see it graying out. So that's cool. We got us a dialogue. Let's make it a little more appropriate. Like, we don't need all this space up here. Actually, why don't we do this? I'm gonna see what rules are though that I can delete. Okay. And someone else wrote most of this CSS, but it wouldn't matter necessarily because I have a Swiss cheese memory, as I've said before and probably forget saying. And so I constantly need to refresh myself on what I've done before. Oh, that's not good. Now what I want to find is where do we get the space here? I was going to do it in the browser, but maybe I can just find it here. We don't have a preview in there. Oh, we don't need this file now. You know what I didn't do? I should do this real quick too. Let's start a new branch. That way if we check anything in, it's not going to end up on master right away anyway. Alright. Oh, it's probably down around options, huh? Height. Position absolute. Bottom, okay. What we're looking at, then, is probably the height. I guess if I set a height 200, that should goes up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not a thing. Can I just make it, give it itself? Not what I want. It's a little more like it. Might be not what I want depending on what else. Oh, you know what? That options thing has its own height. Options has a height of 155, so if we do a height here of 155, that should do it. Now, I definitely don't have preview or browser in this, because that's for the shared theme dialog that I copied from. I could add some buttons. Why don't we do that? Let's see if I can turn the download links into buttons. This might be a mistake. I'm just kind of playing. Oh yeah, I didn't add let's not do that there. Do it here. That's where we wanted to add that. Yeah. Actually, you know what we don't need? We don't need... Yeah, okay. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need any of that. Okay. I have module reloading. This should, like... Well, it sort of did. There's more text we want to add here. If we want to put some verbiage in here saying, like, what do you do with this zip file? Okay, what am I missing? Because I wanted that CSS to apply. It's inside options. Oh, okay. There we go. That's a little closer to what I'm looking for. Wait for it to rebuild. Not what I expected. Oh, what happened here? Oh. Good options within options. Derp. Okay. Yeah, I might have to poke at this some more to get it to look exactly how I want. Need to take a quick break, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Back. Hello, I am back. At some point, really need to do. Put it all the way at the other side of my office. At some point, I need to put together a little. Hey, it's me. How's it going? I need to put together. I'm just going to grab it from the other side of the office. I built this thing a couple summers ago, which is a little DIY mechanical keyboard I built and soldered. And what I want to do with it at some point, maybe in a future stream, I'll work on it some more. Is I wrote the firmware on it. This thing would make a great stream control panel. It's kind of annoying to like mute myself and change sources and all that fun stuff. And it would be pretty cool to just hit a button and have it go to break mode and hit a button and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, back to what I was doing. I wanted to turn these into buttons. Why aren't they buttons? Don't they have the CSS applied? They don't have any of that CSS applied. No way. I've got export theme, dialog wrapper, export theme. Okay, let's do this real quick. Let's split the here. Let's throw CSS over here. Close that up. And the song's over. That is getting really annoying. I'm actually tempted to maybe switch over to Pretzel or something, but for music. But I promised Chiptunes, and I want my Chiptunes to work. Okay, what are we looking at? So we got export theme, dialog wrapper, export theme, dialog wrapper, export theme, dialog, export options, options, button. Buttons, button. Huh. We're missing something here, though. Because it's including some stuff from somewhere else. And I'm sure those are like button-specific styles, huh? Because that's gonna... Oh. That is not at all what I wanted to do. But, render editor. I know that isn't an empty file. Kidding me? Did I accidentally delete the contents? No. A weird rendering error. Oh. Guess it's time to reload my editor. Wonder if my EC2 box got rebooted. That's alright. Okay. There's a second cat. Wonder if you get to see the other cat on stream. Okay. What I want to find is where are the buttons specific that I want. And common CSS. Common CSS. Oh, I see. It's in this. SAS has some weird things. Oh yeah, I did hear about Ben Daglish. It was a couple of weeks ago, right? In fact, actually, I didn't mention it. What do I have by him? A whole bunch of stuff. Challenge of the GoBots. There's not a lot of good stuff. I do a composer shuffle. Keep a hold of that one. Let's play some Ben Daglish stuff for a while. Oh yeah, okay. I think... oh, maybe not. I thought maybe the button styles were specific to a button, but I'm confused. Because they're not specific to a button. Yeah, I just kind of stumble through SAS and CSS until I get the effect I want. One of the things I'm particularly weak on. So this should have things applied. Got the buttons theme. Oh, this apparently has no styles at all. Did I not save that button here? Why is this not applying to my button? You can do it, music player. I'm wondering why this isn't so. I need to look at my actual generated styles. What's happening in. CSS always manages to depress you within minutes of trying to do anything slightly complicated. Every now and then, I feel like I get it. And then I don't. And then I have designer friends who don't get JavaScript and they get CSS immediately. Oh, wait, it advanced on its own. What the hell? Okay. File editor, that's all over. I guess it's not in here. Fred. This is very disappointing. Yeah, you know, sometimes I think naming everything index.scss was a mistake. A really nice file pattern, but apparently makes it hard to find what you're looking for when they only list the dang file name. Let me... Well, there you go. You pile of garbage. One of these is for my dialogue. Which one it is, I don't know. I just wanted to see what the CSS looks like. There we go, this is what I'm looking for. Okay. So... Nope, no. That is what it's doing. That's annoying. Okay. Crud. So my issue here, I'm trying to style a link as a button without using a button tag. But the CSS we have specifically looks for a button, which is what I was afraid of. So... yeah. I thought maybe it wouldn't do that, but apparently it does. So I was hoping to just reuse that and not have to copy it all. But I guess I might have to copy it all. I don't understand why I was doing so. It advanced the song automatically, not advanced. Anyway, okay. Because the problem is, if it's a button, I don't think that my handy-dandy little download attribute is going to do what I expect. Welcome back, kitty. Ow. Oh, you want to steal that toy, don't you? Don't run away with the microphone. Yeah, maybe I'll end up abandoning this task just because, like, I'm thinking ahead to the CSS styling I'm going to have to do, and it's my least favorite thing to do. I wonder if we have some link styling somewhere. Oh, this is all button. I like doing all the other stuff. Okay, I even love doing like DevOps more than CSS sometimes. Okay. Because I bet you if I do... These are just buttons. Oh, I see it. There. Try this. Is this even appropriate syntax? Am I gonna get what I'm hoping out of this? Or am I just gonna get a big fat syntax error? Yeah, that's a syntax. Didn't think it would be that easy, did I? I don't remember how SAS mix-ins work. A very exciting stream today as I struggle with my tools, my CSS, and pet a cat. It's the quality content that I pledge to provide here. This is confusing me because I didn't think that the name of the mix-in meant it would have to be a button. Not editing the wrong file, am I? Because I do that all the time. No, I'm not. The funny thing is that the other thing that I've got to work on today is also CSS heavy. But at least I think I can copy lots of other CSS. Shuffle it around. Reading docs, learning gats, being harassed by a cat. That's not a terrible way to spend your time. Footballer of the Year, too. I'm gonna favorite that one. This cat also wants to be fed soon, so I've probably got about another half hour, 40 minutes left in this before she actually starts trying to eat the microphone. Almost did that right on cue. I thought you could just call a mix-in like a function and it would inject those styles and it wouldn't... Yeah, I thought you could call it. I'm totally confused. Just failing the build and I've got old files? No, it's not failing the build. So, you know, confused. Red. Not gonna do for my build. Well, there was a lint error, but I don't think that's significant. Yeah, I thought this is going to be simple because I just wanted to copy pasta the existing dialogue and throw something together. I should actually play with Gatsby some more. I'm aware of it. I've done like a hello world with it. Actually run it, and then I wandered off and got busy with something. We had thought about building best pilots point with B. What happened here? It stuck a color in there. But there is already a color in here. Oh yeah, that gets overwritten. Yeah, let me do this. I had at one point played around with the noise gate filter on my mic because there were the leaf blowers outside. Maybe I'll loosen that up a little bit. So that might be a little better, but now you can hear me make all kinds of sighing, disappointed noises. Okay. I'm just kind of editing things to see what the effect are going to be in the page. Because I'm really confused, because I thought that would be a class name instead of a tag name. Yeah, so I edited the proper thing, and it changed the thing. Oh, well now it says dot button. What the holy heck? Something's fishy here. It's not the cat. Let's try this again. Oh, now she's starting to attack the laptop. Please don't eat my laptop, kitty. Maybe it'll actually work this time. It's a very sparse song. Gatsby seems like a nice fit. Yeah, we're the test pilot site is pretty much all React, and we do a static rendering of the site. But we just kind of do it with like ad hoc scripting of our own, which we don't need to. We don't do anything particularly weird. So I should look at Gatsby again. I had at one point thought Gatsby would be overkill for what we're doing, but maybe not. Okay, so... This is exactly what I wanted that CSS to do, and I've been staring at it for the last 20 minutes trying to figure out why it's not making these links on the buttons, and now all of a sudden it worked. And I don't think I changed anything. We don't need to look at a cat butt on stream. So, there. This is what I wanted to make it do. I feel like I've just wasted like 20 minutes or so. I don't know why. I'm gonna talk to the people on stream. Okay, well, let's see, what did I change? Because it's doing what I wanted it to do. So I move the dialogue around, I disable the button. I reworked the dialogue a little bit. Copied some CSS over shamefully. Yeah. That's why I just kind of started randomly editing things, is because I wanted to see if something wasn't getting built somewhere. That's the most annoying thing. That cached files and editing the wrong file are how I waste a day. That's how I waste a whole day. I'll spend all day like, oh, I've been editing the wrong file in the wrong project all day and thinking things haven't been getting applied. Okay. Anyway. Well, that's annoying. Well, let me review my changes again anyways. Sometimes, I guess my stream is just going to be a bunch of me staring, scratching my head at the screen for a thing that makes absolutely no sense. I don't need this. That's going to break the build, but it's because I don't need this. Wait, that's the wrong file. Speaking of editing wrong files, this is definitely a thing that I really don't like about Cloud9, and I haven't figured out how to configure it, is I want folder names as a part of the tabs. Because this is just garbage. That index.js. As long as you don't end up with a panicked phone call telling you that you've been editing the live server all the time. But that has happened to me. That has happened to me. Years ago, when we used to develop live on live servers. I don't do that so much anymore. We tend to have processes that deploy things, but it didn't used to always be that way. I thought I was troubleshooting something on a staging server once, and I was editing the live site. That was exciting. Okay. I still have the wrong file open, don't I? Oh, this is the right file now. Okay. I guess this is a good start. But yeah, I love panicked phone calls that tell me I screwed something up. My favorite panicked phone call in my career so far. Back in the late 90s, I worked as a multimedia specialist. And what that means is I did a lot of stuff with Macromedia Director. That's before Adobe purchased Macromedia. And we did CD-ROMs. And I had a history of, for parts of the CD-ROM that were not done yet, or when errors would come up, I would work on them late at night. And I think I was like 21 at the time. And I'd get very annoyed at things. And my error messages would get very sweary. Very, very, just very sweary. My code would swear like a terrible sailor. And by the end of the project, I would take all that stuff out. Now the thing about CD-ROMs, if you haven't played with one lately, is it's not like a website. When you burn a CD-ROM, it's burned. And then when you want to distribute a CD-ROM, you take a master copy that's supposed to be perfect, and you copy that lots and lots and lots of times, and you hand people the CDs. And if you need to make a change to the CD later, well, that's too bad. You print off a new, or you master a new, you burn a new set of CDs. Well, I had worked very late on the final master for a project, got it all working as far as I and anyone could tell. It was like 5 a.m. and we decided, all right, here's the master. And I said, okay, cool, everybody's good? Okay, cool, I'm going home and sleeping. So I went home, turned off the ringer of my phone, and just slept the sleep of the dead. Turns out I had left all my swears in. So when they did one last QA run, they did some unexpected thing that didn't have a handler, and a nice big FU sweary error came up. And they actually sent someone to my apartment to bang on the door to get me up to come in to change it back. So, at least if you're working from a server, you could do that from home, but all our CD equipment was on premises. So that was fun. I've learned a lot since then. So yeah, actually I think this is all I wanted to do with this. I was hoping I would be done with this in 20 minutes, but okay. CSS is exhausting for me. So I guess before I submit this as a pull request, I might actually take a peek at it and see if I can dry up this CSS anymore. But that's going to be one of the first questions. Yeah, now whenever I do debug messages, I try to do very incomprehensible or at least neutral things, because there's always a chance that anything you code will end up in front of someone else. So, these two CSS files are nearly identical. Wondering what is not identical about them that I could export elsewhere. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Because there is this common thing. That I was just looking at, in fact. Let's try this. I think this is how I can use this. I just kind of want to dedupe some of the code here that's shared between these two dialogues. I could have done this to start with, but again, I wasn't sure how much of this would actually end up shared in the end. But it's good to have it deduped by the end. At least I have Chiptunes to amuse me while I do this drudge work. It's funny, one of the reasons that I play Chiptunes on the stream is because I'm afraid anything else I play is going to be a copyright strike. But also, I really like Chiptunes. Maybe I'll try a stream at some point that is not Chiptunes. Just for the heck of it. Okay, this is looking increasingly smaller. I hope this is going to work like I expect it to. Yeah, I think you don't get a copyright strike on Twitch streams. It does get muted in the VOD, but I also download and archive my VODs, and although I mostly ignore it, I do have a I've got a little EC2 machine running Engine X, and this stream is actually simulcast to my YouTube channel that I do nothing with so far. But at some point I might end up doing more on YouTube. Right now it's mostly just kind of like an archive. An extra archive of my streams. That, and you know, I just really don't want to mess with the music industry lawyers. I know I'm super tiny small fry, but they squash me like bug. And of course, if I play music, I should pay whoever wrote it. All that good stuff. But what else can I throw out of here? And granted, I wouldn't be playing like top 40 hits or whatever. I'd probably be playing like industrial and electronic stuff from the early 90s most of the time. But, you know. Yeah, I mean, that could be cool too. Like, I have... They want ad revenue for my channel, that's cool. If that's a way to pay for the music. I've got a whole bunch of barely informed rants about copyright in me that someday, if I get drunk on stream, I might go on about. But today is probably not that day. I mean, heck, I should probably be getting hit with copyright or something for the Chiptunes, but it's kind of a weird space, right? Oh, so you got hit with an ad revenue claim for your Magnum PI theme tune video. Half the time I put things up just because I want it available to refer to it by URL. Hey, thanks for the follow, Fuckheart Life. I hope I am at least moderately interesting to watch right now. I feel like over the last hour or so, my IQ has been draining out my ears as I've been stumbling through this very stupid problem. But I think I've done this right. If not, I'll find out soon enough. What does my build look like? But mainly just what I was doing over the last 15 minutes or so is since I copied and pasted this CSS or this SAS, between these two files, I wanted to reduce them down to a bunch of shared stuff. So let's see if I made my build scripting happy. I see some red, so I probably didn't. Missing end of new line. Okay, well, bugger off about that. Oh, my music stopped again. Speaking of music. I see Nightbot piped up again. So that's the thing I'm trying to add in. I'm trying to like play around with some more of the streaming tools more. I've got other places you can go to see other things I'm doing, if that seems interesting to you. One of them, the main one, is my homepage, which I see Nightbot just spouted off about. That's another like kind of small project. I've been trying to play around with a static site builder to produce a little about me page with some like live data sources, or at least semi-live. It generates itself every hour or so from various things I do around the web. Weblib, common CSS. Oh, I see. There's no character. I dislike many of my linting rules. I keep meaning to do a non-work tinkering stream of just like putzing around with other things. Expected empty line before declaration. These are very arbitrary linting rules sometimes. Okay, how about now? Are you happy now, Build? Things look happy. Maybe. I got a pull request in me here. Does it still work, though, is the question. Oh. Let's try exporting. Cool, that grays out. Oh, but I don't want this. This is another small difference. Okay. Let's try this. So can I just override that? It's in dialogue. Dialogue. Mix in dialogue. Which I use right here. If I just do that. Maybe not. I thought that would work. Because it's just the height, right? Height. Mix in dialogue. Height 437px. I just want 155. Hope it's not like weird file caching again. Oh, you know what? I don't know that I have CSS reloading. Oh, maybe that's been my problem this whole time. I don't have hot CSS reloading, I just have hot module replacement. This song is kind of cool, but I don't necessarily like that little high buzz. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna submit this as is because I think it works now. It does basically what I wanted. You hit export, export grays out, then this comes up, and this gives you your download. That's slightly nicer. It's slightly nicer. Okay. Let's review my hard-won changes, shall we? My terrible hard-won changes. I just spewed a bunch of dialogue common stuff in there. I put the dialogue here alongside the similar dialogue. Got rid of my little temporary code here. Oh yeah, and here's my code to gray out the export button while export is in progress. I fleshed out that export dialog a little bit. Here's the CSS for it. Here's where I deduped all that CSS into mixins, and that's it. There's not much to it. It's annoying that it took that much to do. Now, what all did I do? You know what I need to do? Good. Global. You know what I keep forgetting to do? I don't want to get clone. I want... There's a command I keep forgetting. C9 keeps giving me Pico as my editor. There we go. I want to set my core editor to Vim. More music, please. This is gonna play forever. What else we got? Is that it? I think I'm gonna leave Ben Daglish for now. So is this the this is not what I want. What does that song sound like? That's what I'm looking for. Alright, I've got maybe like 10 or 20 minutes left in this. Scheduled for today. Oh, forgot this is on the screen. This is what my security cameras look like. But you don't need to look at those right now. Just thought I heard someone had pulled up, so I figured I'd take a peek at them real quick. Oh, it's the neighbors coming home. Never mind. Oh no, I just crashed it. Am I gonna do it again? Yeah, this is what I want to play. Oh, it's YouTube. Yeah, some of these don't really quite play for me. Okay, let's just play some random music and see what happens. Getting distracted with my music player here. Maybe this will be exciting. All right, back to this. What am I doing? I'm trying to remember for my pull request, what all did I do? And often this is what I do. I do a little split screen. And then I do this. Start my commit message. Oh, it's back to nano. Alright, I'll just deal with it. Oh yeah, and this is the fun thing I need to do. Because my CPU is very constricted, I need to do so the music actually works. I need to set it to high priority. All right. What else did I do? Move. Just trying to make a detailed accounting of what I did in this. Oh yeah, and I gray out export button is disabled. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. There's an issue behind this, and I'm expecting this is not going to be end of things. Completely silly question, but what music player is this? That is not a silly question, because I hadn't heard of this music player until about 4 months ago. Let me get this off my machine real quick. The music player is called Chip Machine, and it is a really cool music player by this guy who I don't know, but I benefit from his work, so I think he's cool. And what it does that is amazing is... So there are a bunch of sites on the web with Amiga mods and Chiptunes and all this stuff. And his player scans all these sites and pulls up music lists and dumps them all into a local database. And you can look up any of the songs, like, oops, with a fuzzy match. And it goes out, downloads the music file, and it's got the code to emulate something like 10 or 14 different ways of playing chiptunes. So it's just this kind of like big, massive database of music with the players to play them. And it's got a cool graphical display. So I figured that would be kind of awesome for use on a stream. So there you go. It's called Chiptune, or Chip Machine. Oh yeah, and you can download a... I'm building it from source because I've actually applied a few of my own little changes to it. But I think he has builds of it you can download and just run. Like, I don't know C++ that well these days. It's written in C++. One of the things I want to do is hack this player a bit so that it can talk to a Twitch bot and you could request songs from chat and they'll queue up and play on this thing. Like, I've got the vague outlines of how that might work. And if you want to download it... Oh, yeah. I think you can just download it from GitHub. You can filter, but you can't filter like that. There's, I'm trying to remember what filters it has available. You can... I barely use the filters because I just kind of throw words at it until it comes up with what I want. Trying to remember. Oops, I broke the music. But yeah, you can filter by composer, you can filter by format. You can filter by... I forget what else you can filter by. Oh, I went to a sub-song. But yeah, you can search by format, you can search by artist, you can't search by... you can't do length. And what's annoying about some of these formats is they don't actually have length. Because that's like it's not part of the file format. They actually have to draw that from a separate database. Who does Whizball? I thought it was, yeah, Martin Galway. But there's supposed to be some function keys you can hit. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, either Nightbot's going to do it, or I'm going to have my own bot. There's actually there is my own bot in here, and it only does one thing right now, which I like to fire off every now and then. So the fireworks are the one thing that my Twitch bot does right now. Eventually, I want that bot to talk to the music player. There's more to it than this. I'm trying to remember what the other keys are. But yeah, it's very, like, function key based. Eventually I'll remember what it all does. Alright. Let's submit the pull request for this dumb work I've just done. Oh, I didn't want to do that. And yeah, that command's open to anybody in the channel, so if you want to see fireworks, it is, I think it's at the bottom of the page on Twitch, but you can do number of fireworks you want, and how many 60ths of a second the fireworks should last. So like 120 is 2 seconds. That'll just like launch little bits of fireworks for a long time. And there's some limits to it, so you can't put like 10,000 or whatever. And I don't remember what the limits are, but they're meant to be in order to keep my machine from melting down. What's another song? Yeah, I'm hopefully... Was it Cosmic Bakery? Comic Bakery. Yeah, hopefully, actually next week, I might be getting a new PC. Oh, thanks for the follow, Mad Dave. Yeah, I'm, right now, you can't see it because, unless I had a mirror, but I'm running this off of a Dell 13-inch XPS laptop. And next week, I asked Mozilla IT for a better machine, so hopefully I'll have a much better computer to run this on. Because one of the things I'd like to be able to do, actually, because I just submitted that pull request, right? I did not. Oh, that's right, it failed. And I was doing lint. I'm distracting myself. Unexpected white space at end of line. You know, I hate that lint rule. I hate that lint rule so much. All the lint rules having to do with like invisible characters. And this editor, of course, proactively indents. So... And of course, we enforce lint rules on the project itself, so when you do a pull request, the pull request will fail if lint doesn't pass. Oh, I know what's going on here. But yeah, so that fireworks spot I actually did for like a little Twitch hackathon earlier this summer. And the cats are getting hungry, so I think my minutes are numbered here. I'm going to be signing off pretty soon. Oh, I see. I'm using a variable here that I shouldn't be using. It's line 88. Yeah, we're no longer using this variable because I moved that into the app header. Oh yeah, and I started a Discord server. because I guess that's popular with the kids. I don't know if I'm going to use it that much or not, which I know is thoroughly encouraging to get people to use it, but I started it. We'll see if anybody joins it. If anybody wants to talk to me. It's not like I'm not also on IRC and Slack and all these other Discord channels and servers and but some streamers I like use Discord, so and the cats are chasing each other around and growling. Let's see if this passes linting. I probably want to expand this with some copy explaining what to do with the zip or XPI after downloading. Only offer the XPI. Oh. Look at my super professional commit notes. I can't type, but there we go. And hopefully the lint passes this time. I don't know what this music is. Not a pop-out? Jungle music on the Amiga scene was really weird back in the 90s. Actually, you know what? I think I might. What if they have... This is going to be annoying. So, this is one of my songs that I wrote in college, and it's apparently in the database. Back when I did Amiga mods. Using a lot of video game samples. I think these were samples from the Guardian Legend on NES. Along with a random porn sample, which now is embarrassing when I think about it. There's 4 or 5 other songs I did in college that are probably floating around there outside. What tracker did I use? I think I started with Pro Tracker, and I was using Octamed at some point. The one cool thing that I had going is I had a cheap Casio tone keyboard that had a MIDI out, and I had a MIDI box for my Amiga, so I could actually like play stuff on the Casio tone keyboard and put that into the tracker, which was kind of cool at the time. It's not all that exotic now or even then, but it was cool to be able to do that on my own personal computer, where I think like all the Atari ST kids had MIDI built in. Alright, well, we're done with this pull request. I did not plan this stupid little pull request to take 2 hours. but it apparently did. So I think I'm going to wrap up. I could get into another task right now, but these cats are doing gymnastics on various things in my office, and they're going to start knocking things off shelves. So they need to get fed. Anyway, thank you everyone who has come by to watch me. Thanks for everyone who's followed. I'm hoping to get back into the habit of this, maybe Wednesdays and Fridays. They never shut up about the built-in MIDI and the faster CPU. Yeah, I never had an Atari ST. I kind of want to get one now just to add to my collection. Yeah, actually I've got like more viewers than I usually have. Let me see who else is active right now, and I might send y'all on a raid because I've never done a raid before. Jesse Skinner raided me yesterday, which was a pleasant surprise. And maybe I will be back next Wednesday? Monday? We'll see. Hello, Kitty. 13531. You know who I am having a lot of fun watching lately is... If anyone's ever seen Adam 13531, he's working on a game called Botland. So I might send some folks towards him. He's a hoopy fruit who knows where his towel is. There we go, that's his name. This is another coding streamer. He's doing some really cool stuff. He's working on a closed source game in JavaScript. But he shares a lot of his techniques that he's doing. So I'm going to send you guys over to him, and hopefully see you next time. Good timing at the end of the song there. Did I do that right?